This one's much larger, calling it the Posidon. This one is roughly 1.5 times the size of the other one. It's a lot larger, has 3 engines, tube decks, and it incorporates a few of my newer parts here. As you can see, we're already rolling. So she is a monster. She's pretty big. I have the fuel drums up the front here. They direct fuel to these parts here, which do transfer fuel. And then these are 3 engines on each side at the front, 3 engines on each side at the back. That's just for turning. And I have the control module here. Now there is a robotic control module. I believe that's the piece right here, this deck piece. So that will control it without Kerbals. And this here will contain Kerbals. I don't have any Kerbals in there right now. Basically, you know, set these up, strut them up, get the fuel going to the right ones, and pretty much done. Get some turn ability in here with these little thrusters, and line the bottom on each side with a whole bunch of wheels, and we're good to go. So let's just see how fast this thing moves. I'm not getting any power in the middle engine. I think I did that because I want to have that as an optional engine for higher speed once I get to the water. I didn't want to put too much thrust on this thing. As you can see, it picks up speed a heck of a lot quicker than the other one. I'll cut speed there. Do a little minor adjustment. It doesn't take much to adjust. There is a little bit of hull flex all the way along, even with struts. Not to worry about it too much really. It will flex a little bit, but it's not going to fall apart. I can show you the durability. I can even jam on the brakes on this thing and bring it right to a complete stop without it exploding. So it does have a lot of strength. I'm going to hit the water probably at around between 10 and 15. I can probably hit it faster, probably 20 or 30, and it wouldn't damage anything, but I don't want to have to start this all over again just in case something did go wrong. So let's just hit at, let's say 15 here. Okay, it's going to hit at 20, close to 20. And there she is. Put the gear up. Give myself some forward thrust. Now it will bounce around a little bit until we get up to speed, but pretty good. I can use my thrusters to turn. It is very, 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 very agile for its size. You can get this thing going fast and then just hit the turn and boom, you just do a spin while you're going forward at 20. So this thing is pretty amazing. So let me just kick up the power. And then I'll get myself going the direction I want to go. And I'm going to hit this engine as well. Oops. Hit this engine. Let's get 3 engines going on this. And we'll try to keep ourselves pointed in one general direction. See how much speed we can get up. Now my old ship, I was getting about 16. 16.5 with full fuel. This one, I'm already up to 31, 32, as you can see. When she's down probably to half fuel, I can probably get it over 40. So if I don't know what the water record is. I read one guy got up to 38. But this thing's doing pretty darn good. I could probably put vehicles in here. Some Kerbals. I don't know. I could load this thing full of more fuel if I really wanted to, but I think it has enough fuel to go pretty far. Right now we haven't even put a dent in the fuel, so it's doing pretty good. The jet engines really are efficient. I think I made it to that island over there with the air base within 16, 17 minutes with this thing. it's leaps and bounds better than the old boat that I showed you. And I'm sure it would be leaps and bounds. In terms of stability, it's amazing. Like, I can just jam on the left or right now. And okay, so here we are. And just in case you think this thing is feeble, I got myself up to 33. It was up to 35 a second ago, but I had to turn a little bit. And every time you kind of put a little bit of thrust to left or right, you do take away a little bit of some speed. But I'm just going to jam on. I'm going to keep the throttle at full forward, and I'm going to jam on turning to the right, and we're just going to watch and see what happens. Okay, so this thing's amazing in terms of I'm going to stop my rotation. And we're just going to carry on. We're still moving at over 20. So it just did a U-ey there, like a 360. Stop the rotation. And there. And just make sure that the engine's, for some reason the sound on the engine's cut out there, but I corrected it. There we are. We are picking up speed again. Now, if you do want to pick up, if you do want to save yourself a little bit of time while you're traveling, and you want to use some time compression, or warp, or whatever you want to call it, I suggest you bring up the warp very slowly, or else it will start going crazy. So bring it up to the next level of warp. You'll see it start separating here and there. It will stay together. So if you don't have forever in a day to sit there and watch this boat travel across the entire landscape of the planet, you can speed things up a little bit. Just be aware that if you speed up too quickly, like if you just jump it to 4, that could just fly apart. And every motion you make when you're turning has to be that much quicker because you're compressing time. So I'm going to slow this back down again. And everything should disappear, like all the stress cracks should go away and stuff. So now we're doing 33.7. I've had it over 40, I'm sure. I don't know when, during testing at some point I had it over 40. So it will do some pretty crazy stuff. So this is it. This is the Posidon Mark 1. And I'm sure, you know, with tinkering around with the parts that I made, you could probably make something you might be able to make something better than this even. I've tried a few more, and I'll show you a few more designs, but they fail miserably compared to this one. This one's the best one I've ever made.